So good morning, everybody. Hey, Stacy. Oops, you got to unmute yourself.
Good morning. How are you doing?
So it is, well, I don't know where everybody is, but it's 9 a.m. here. And next week, I go back to doing this at 6 a.m. because I will be on the West Coast. I'm super excited to get back. I want everybody just to kind of, even if you've been on before, let's just get everybody to introduce themselves, where they are. Um, let's start, Stacy. Let's start with you.
Hey, I'm Stacy Schwitty. I'm licensed in 2 states. I'm licensed in Louisiana and Mississippi. I started eXp about 2 years ago and love it. I've been with this group for probably shortly after I started, and it's just been very inspirational and just a great mastermind, great place to learn things, meet new people, and just create new relationships. It's been awesome. Thank you,
Good.
Peggy.
Oh, you're welcome. I just hope that we can start a great referral group within this network, right, guys? I mean,
Absolutely.
you guys are the best. You show up all the time. Let's see. I got Peggy there. I know where she is. She's not with me today, but she's just maybe, what, 40 miles away, which isn't bad. Good morning. No, not yet.
Sorry about that. Zoom was talking to me, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
I'm over on the East Coast, straight out from Orlando and Melbourne, Florida. And Peggy, it's been so much fun following you with your trek with Veronica, and thank you so much for coming over here and spending time with me and my husband and at our home. And it's special when you get to spend time just sitting drinking coffee. Annie, if you ever get down into the Florida area, come on by. I mean, I know you're traveling everywhere. Hopefully when you get over this whole treatment, you're going to be ready to rock and roll with some travel and some energy. And my home is always open.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Annie is traveling. And let me just go back. So if you hear of people moving to the Space Coast in Florida, you want to get a hold of Peggy. And I just have to say, spending time with you over the past 3 weeks, this woman knows her stuff, man. We were talking somewhere, maybe even with another real estate agent, I'm not sure. And you were more up to date on the new bridge that was going up. And, you want to know about information. She's the local expert. And that's what I challenge all of you to become, is that local expert, because that's how you're going to win at this game. So when I say you can refer something, I've witnessed firsthand what she does and how she handles her clients and everything else. So congratulations, Peg. Love it. Annie, tell us where you are.
Right now I'm in Flagstaff, Arizona, and which is just 2 hours north of where I normally live in Scottsdale. And my treatment is over. And so my husband and I said, let's get in a car and go. And we're in Flagstaff, finishing 3 days here. Then we're off to Park City, Utah, then Boise, then up to Seattle to see our son, and then back home at the end of July.
Wonderful. That's great. And she is the person for leads in Arizona. I mean, I think all of you guys are amazing, but we jump on this call every week, and I was thinking about this, especially now in summer. There's a little less people on. We get a really good high return on our watch weight, our rewatch. However, but we need to really know the people that we're with, because those are the ones that we're going to learn to co-sponsor with, and we're going to learn to referral with. So love it. Thanks, Annie. Let's see, who else? Watson, you turn on your camera. Let's see, he might just be jumping on. Okay, anybody else on here? Hey, there he is.
Good morning.
Good
Greetings.
morning.
Greetings from Los Angeles.
I love my 6 a.m. people who are out there. Like I was saying, I'll be back. I fly out tonight, so next week.
Oh,
Damn.
welcome back.
So talk about your business, where you're located, and what do you specialize in?
Were you asking me, Peggy?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. Well, I specialize in I'm just a short drive from LA, Los Angeles, outside of Pasadena. I got into business 25 years ago, after my mom passed away. I was I happened to be well, we graduated from same university, Northern Arizona University, and came to LA trying to make a living. No friends, no money, no experience, no nothing. First stumbled around to make a living, try to raise a family, and then when my mom passed away, I decided I could do something better. I promised her I would do something better. And I have a group of friends, people that I got to know, and business people. So I decided, hey, real estate is the way to go, based on the strength. And I went to the library, do research, what kind of career to get into. I was told that realtor make about $40,000 a year, which is not the most exciting. I said, okay, well, if I like it, I'll just do it. And I wouldn't get rich, but I guess I can do something. But just make the whole long story short. On the very first year, Christmas, I should say, after Christmas, I decided to just invest into my life to get the best coaching I can get. I don't know how many of you know Joe Stump. Joe Stump is my first coach. I mean,
Wow.
this guy, he used to be a realtor, I guess, and then became a coach. And he taught a lot about use of personal strength, teach you about dialogue, how about serving people. You lead with a giving hand, always give something before you ask for something.
Mhm.
Also, always become a super servant instead of superstar. A lot of people in our business industry, you want to get a big banner, big billboard, you're excited about driving fancy car, but you should try to be a super servant, which really kind of like, I think, hey, this is something I can do by God's grace, and it's been 25 years. Let's see, let me make a few highlights about my life. One time I kind of guilty to say this. When I sell a home, most agent would just be happy to just get a home sold, right? I like to be able to give extra. I would like to be the person that, went out of the way to. One of my clients told me, if you watch someone to open a restaurant, you go and eat in their restaurant. If you like this China or the plate on it, he'll send you off with the plate. You get to eat and keep the plate as a souvenir. And that's what I like to do for my client. If I sell a home, I like to be able to be a friend. Like, I have a friend, a client who elderly client who had to catch a flight somewhere like about 5 o'clock in the morning. He said, I need to go to the airport by 2 a.m. But then I don't like to go by Uber or taxi. That was many years ago, before Uber was common. I said, you know what, Mr. Rudell, I'll be glad to take you to the airport 2 o'clock in the morning. You and I get to spend honey time together. So he's been one of my best friends ever since. He's like 80 something now. This is what I enjoy doing. It's about people. We love people more than anything else, and money will come. I think this is the whole idea. A year ago, exactly this time, I was contacted by someone, a PR firm or editor, writing article for content for news outlet. It was a bogus thing. He said, "Hey, Watson, we saw something you do online. You just saw a home with incredible results. And something you do is just so different. Would we be able to interview you, see if you're qualified to be included into our press release?" I said, "Oh wow, great, press release." And he said, "It doesn't cost you anything. You're just gonna verify things that we see online, make sure it's correct." Sure enough, I say, "Yeah, I go through the interview," and they put me on the press release. I said, "You know what? I really work hard for my client. They were looking for the top 10 agent in California. Now, folks, there are 44,000 real estate agent in California. And when you talk about top agent, people think about those in the celebrity, in Hollywood, selling Sunset. I don't know what's your show. Selling Sunset Strip, people who make like $1 million a month, who has a clientele who lists the whole mall or expensive places. I said, I'm no mean like that, but this lady said, no, it's something good about you. You offer, you pass on value to your client. And I said, yeah, I do. Don't I? Look what I did for this client. I got a home sold for like 40% more than the market value. How'd you do that? I said, because I have connection overseas. Like my language skill, I speak like 7 languages. Make a long story short, I told, if you really like what I'm doing, you think you can, don't just put me in the top 10. Can you put me on the number 1 spot of the top 10? The ladies, oh no, that's really tough, but we'll see what we can do. Maybe top 3, maybe top 5, maybe top 3. But thank God, well, not only did I get chosen, and they put me at number 1 spot, and I just use it as a promotion for myself. So I'm happy to be in this business. I'm so glad to have you, Peggy, in our business along the way to encourage us every Wednesday morning. Thank you. I think I spoke too much already. Sorry.
No, that's great. Thank you for getting up so early. I appreciate it. So now we have, what area would we say if we're referring to you, LA?
Yeah, around the Pasadena areas, San Marino.
And how is everything going there with the rebuild of the fires and after that? Is it starting to come back?
Yeah, the first few months things were very slow. I was focusing on helping with the victim. Actually, we have power outage as well. A bunch of older people here. What I did was focus on make sure to visit all the people, passing out a free lantern, a rechargeable lantern, and things wasn't going too good until like about a couple months ago, things started to kick off. Right now, there's so much going on, I can't even handle that. Yeah, so much business. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's really amazing. And we really appreciate you being on here. So let's see, Janet, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you.
So let's talk about where you are, what you specialize in, because again, we're trying to create referrals. We want people to know co-sponsorship, who they can turn to.
Okay. I am actually in East Tennessee in the Great Smoky Mountains. I'm in Gatlinburg, which is about 15 miles from the North Carolina border. So we are way over in East Tennessee. I primarily specialize in cabins. You can see my background. I live in a cabin. I do my own self-management for some short-term rentals. And then my husband also works for a larger company with the short-term rentals. So we are kind of like embedded with the tourism, and it's mostly, investment properties. But in the last year after COVID, like our prices went really, really high, really fast. And like, I'm talking about 5 times as much as they were. And so, people, like we got a lot of, what should I say? A lot of new agents because they thought it was easy money, but a lot of misinformation on how easy it is to self-manage a property and how you can just make so much money. Well, now people are struggling. And so we have over 700 cabins for sale in our county alone. And so I've kind of shifted my focus a little bit more to relocation and primary residence, just because the cabins are not moving. There's still some, but people are starting to look for better deals. They're not able to rent enough to cover their monthly mortgage. And so we felt like the first year they were going to hang on because of that low interest rate that they got. But if you can't, it doesn't matter if you have 0% interest, if you can't make your mortgage every month, people are not going to hold on forever.
Exactly. Give us an idea of what the price point is for a cabin.
So they start out, you can get a 1-bedroom. Typically, you're going to pay at least $450,000 for 900 square feet.
Okay.
At one point, you could make about 60,000 on that. Right now, you should be happy if you can make 45. And some people aren't even making that much. So when you start to do the numbers with your mortgage payment, and so then they've changed the rules along the way in our county. Like we were they called us, we were run by the good old boys, and it was all like a handshake and kindness. And I liked kindness, but they're like, Well, now we had fires, and so we have to have short-term rental permits. They changed all the cabins to commercial, for property taxes and for electric bills. So everybody wants a piece of the pie, which is getting smaller and smaller. So, yeah, you can get a cabin that I think, well, everybody's kind of holding out for foreclosures. I started in 2008, and so I've already rode that roller coaster.
Mhm.
I'm very familiar with it.
Well, we appreciate what you're doing and how you understand where the market is going. And, the price point that you're at is still a lot less than other price points around the country if someone is looking for a vacation or a family home or a getaway. So I think it's good to talk about, what's out there. And it seems that there also could be some great opportunities if someone is looking for that cabin that they've always been dreaming.
Absolutely. And it's a beautiful place for a second home also. I mean, you don't have to rent it. Now, a lot of the buyers that I'm working with, they're just coming here to move here or a second home because
Mhm.
as a resident, our property taxes are very, very low.
Okay.
And you get a lot of benefits being in a tourist county that they let us do a lot of the attractions in the off season for a very small price.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, that's definitely good to know. I didn't realize that. And hey, Watson, when you can find a cabin that's under 500,000 and somebody wants a getaway, it's not a bad place to go when you're talking to your clients. And Peggy going up north from 100-degree weather and just going out in the country. So you never know. I love this. So I'm just texting back and forth with Jody. She's just stuck on something. She'll be here in a little while shortly, but I want to see, is anybody else on the call that would like to jump in, introduce themselves, whether you're on camera or off camera. We would love to have you unmute yourselves. I'll give it a second. Okay, so while I'm waiting for Jody, what are you guys seeing? What are some of what's the rock in your shoe right now? Oh, let's see. Arnold just jumped on. Hey, oh, we got to unmute you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
We can. Good morning.
Okay, good morning. So it's actually Armand,
Oh,
kind
Armand.
of like the Anne Rice vampire.
Cool. Where are you located?
So I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I don't really have a specialty. I'm pretty open to general, kind of general business, whatever I can get at this point. And interestingly, I am the only eXp commercial rep in Cincinnati right now.
Really? Okay.
So so I'm making myself available to all of the residential teams that may come across commercial opportunities and need a hand. So my background, I have very, very little. I'm brand new to commercial, brand new. I had a real estate license. My cousin has been in the business for almost 20 years. He's doing really well. He's got a team. He and his wife are both eXp personnel, and they have I think a team of 7 or 8 other agents. And he brought me into the business after I owned my own business for many years, and it was corporate. I worked with software and technology companies, and we basically were outsourced business development. So that meant everything from basic lead generation at a high level to appointment setting to we attended trade shows on their behalf and worked the trade show booths. So I did that for almost 30 years. And when that market kind of ceased to be viable, so to speak, Tony came to me and he said, man, why don't you get into real estate? So, I had my separation package I had actually went to work for a company, a corporate entity, for a couple of years, and I managed their lead generation team. And when they left Cincinnati, they offered me a job in Seattle. They offered me a job in Chicago. Needless to say, I said no, thank you to both. I didn't want to live in either place. I've been to both, lived in Chicago previously, and not interested. So I had a package. I had educational money. I went ahead and got a real estate license. I was rookie of the year at our brokerage. I had I only had like 3 months, and I was the only really brand new person, but I think I had like 20 transactions in 3 months.
That's amazing right there. Just pause for a second, guys.
20
Is that inspiration or what? Brand new agent.
And that was,
Rookie
yeah, and that was October, November, December. So not the greatest months for, I mean, it's not historically wasn't the greatest months. But see, when you don't know what you don't know, those bugaboos don't get in your head. You just go out and do it. You know what I mean? Like I did a brief stint selling BMWs, and I don't know crap about cars, and I certainly don't know anything about the retail car business. So I was that guy. I had no clue. The other guys there would laugh at me. They go, "There's an up on the lot." I didn't even know what an up was. They just called me, and I didn't care if the guy's driving a pickup truck, a 72 Dodge. I go out and talk to him because I'm bored stiff. Well, you know what? I was like one or two salesperson on the board every month because I didn't know what I didn't know. Other guys would laugh at that pickup truck guy and not even talk to him. Guy ends up being a farmer, multimillionaire, owns 250 acres in Kentucky. And oh, by the way, he's a professional bowler. Right?
See?
So he bought one for himself, measured the trunk, and bought another of the same vehicle for his wife. He bought the M series and bought his wife one to match. So again, same thing in real estate. I had no clue what I didn't know, but I did find out later on that I was a little impatient. Okay. With people who want to go look at houses. You got a pre-approval for 250,000, but you want to go look at $700,000 houses. I'm like, okay, unless you got 400 grand under your pillow, you're wasting my time and yours. And I didn't really handle that well. So Tony said, well, what about commercial? And I said, sounds like a winner. I had been in business for myself. So that's what, and you know what? I saw this yesterday. I saw it and on Workspace, and I said, you know what? I'm going. I'm available. I'll go see what it's about. And so,
well,
here I am.
we're so glad that you're here. And I just want to say I had the pleasure of hanging out with Michelle Mamo and in April. So I got to see your great city. I love Cincinnati. I went to the rally and I went to the game the night before. I was so impressed with Cincinnati. I couldn't stop talking about it. So we're glad that we have a commercial connection in Cincinnati.
Yeah. So
that's great. Well, guys, I am so excited that Jody was able to finish up what she was doing, and she's joined us. I have known Jody for years. You even stayed at my house in California, like way before COVID. Yeah. You came out there. I don't remember what year that was.
It's been good. It was 6 years at least, I think.
At least 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And, there are amazing people behind the scenes. And Jody texted me the other day and asked permission if she could post something, an update that we thought would be valuable to everybody. And I said, of course. And then I was, working on today's schedule, and I texted her yesterday and I was like, I was so grateful that she took the time to want to make sure you guys know about changes and what's out there. I said, Jody, can you just jump on for a little while? I know it's last minute, but you do so much. So I am just going to be still And we got a half hour, and get ready, take some notes, because she is going to talk to you about some important things and you can ask her questions. So
Right.
it's all yours.
Thank you so much, Peggy. You're so sweet. Okay, so basically I have been an agent for over 25 years, and I've been at eXp for over 8 now. And for longer than that, I've switched from working with buyers and sellers to really working with agents and helping them, helping support them in different ways that I can, so that you all can work better, smarter, and have more time on the parts that you do well and the parts that you need to do, which is getting in front of people, selling houses. And so one of the jobs I do is transaction coordinating to help them with the contract to close, get your documents up into Skyslope, help you keep track of what we still need. If anything comes back with remarks, help you work through anything. If it's some kind of weird little, you need to do this, this, and this. So anyhow, so that's one of the things. Also, I'm just naturally very techie. And so tech is the other way I'll support agents. So I've done onboarding. I'm familiar with basically all of the software that we use, although that's kind of a current change in guard right now. So that was kind of a good timely thing. And that was sort of what one of the two things I addressed. So one thing yesterday was I just accidentally jumped on and Monday, I found a Skyslope issue in that I had entered everything. It gave me an error, and it's like, yep, didn't work. Click this button, you can go back and fix it. Couldn't find out what was fixed because, of course, in Skyslope, if you don't answer and put the data in right in the first place, it won't let you move forward. So it was kind of odd, but I went through the whole thing again, clicked again, got the same error, said this isn't right. So talked to support. She apparently didn't know either, but then she came back and said, oh yeah, it's a known thing. We're working on it. And then meanwhile, I had clicked on just the basic screen for transactions, and sure enough, there were 2 entries that supposedly, weren't working. And so I clicked on both of those, but the problem is they did show up, they got started, but it didn't keep all my data. So I still had to go in, just pick one, go in, finish filling it out, and so forth. And so I don't know if it's been fixed or not. I don't think it happens on every entry. I think it's a random attack. But I wanted to put it out there so that anybody, experiencing that doesn't go, what in the world?
Mm-hmm.
And just know that, hey, this is happening. They are working on it. It's rare that something like that happens, but when it does, it's good to know that it's not just you and you're not going crazy. Which even though Peggy, I still jump to that.
So that's, all right. So what I wanted to do is, Jody, give us an overview. What are some of the challenges? What are some of the things people can leverage you for? And what are some new tips? I know those are 3 different questions, and then I want to open it up to these guys.
So new tips / challenge probably for some people, or answer for some people, and it's not necessarily me, but a lot of agents are leveraging themselves already with a transaction coordinator or some kind of assistant with like social media or just a general VA, with different things. And that is the new thing that also rolled out this week on Tuesday. And that is that if you have such a person, you now have to register and pay a monthly fee for that person.
On what platform?
So you are now to enter, and let me see where I saved that. You are now to enter Skyslope via Okta. So, or if you are familiar with Okta, Okta is the platform for that's basically the go-to homepage for all of the technology that eXp offers. So it has little tile bars with labels, and you pick which platform you want to go to. So you would be picking Skyslope. And that's the new entry point for Skyslope, whether you're a TC or an agent, is my understanding on that. And but now for what they're trying to get rid of is having virtual assistants or TCs share using a shared login from the agent. They don't want the agent agent sharing here's how I get into my Skyslope with anybody else, only them. Whereas typically as a TC or virtual assistant, we log in as them. And so they're trying to get rid of that, or I'm sure they're trying to make a buck.
So that's Skyslope.
So that, yes, that is to get into Skyslope. If you have anybody helping you, you need them to, and I'm going to find the link, but you'll need to fill out a form. If they're already with eXp, you just have to fill out the form, and then they know they will share that your access to that agent. And or if you have an assistant who's not doing TC stuff, but even doing anything else, they also need a form and a sign up. And then it depends on what role, what the cost is.
Okay, so I'm going to ask I don't use Skyslope, and I'm not a techie person.
Okay.
How do they know it's not you? That's
There's an IP address. Every computer has its own IP address that states where it's located. I don't know that I'm sure I logged into places yesterday, and there's nobody that's monitoring it so tightly that they're going to come knock on your door.
Well, I think they said, hi guys, this is Joanna from New York, because I actually just hired a new VA and to work on my Skyslope. So I had to register them. There's 3 different tiers. And depending on what you want them to do, you have, Skyslope, even if you want them to use your Canva, if you want them to use, whatever CRM you're using, there's different tiers that you're going to have to pay. And it's going to consider a one sign-on. So if you're signed in and you give somebody else your login and they try to sign in, one of you guys is going to be signed out.
okay.
Yeah. So that's how I guess that they are trying to monitor it. I mean, I'm not sure. I requested a login for my VA and I'm still waiting. They said it was going to be a 1 or 2 day turnaround, and it's Wednesday. I still haven't received it yet. And I submitted it on Monday morning. So I'm still waiting to see what happens.
Yeah. And I have seen emails where they're like, try to be patient with us and give us a little grace because it's a new thing for them too. But yes, that's exactly right. It's a $20, $30, or $40 a month, depending on what kind of access and what kind of assistant you had and what roles they're fulfilling for you. So that's how the management is if you try to go in together. And so they're just trying to, again, and you see that all over I've seen it a whole lot lately this year in particular, that a lot of places are adding extra secondary or even it seems like 3rd layers of logins to tighten down websites and keep them secure that other people aren't logging in and doing stuff and that type of thing. So yeah, it's just kind of the next step forward in technology on that front to, make everything tighter and more secure is what they're working on, I'm sure. Does anybody have questions on that?
Yeah, let's open it up for questions because she's the full gamut, guys. She can build a website. She can do so many different, this one.
Yeah, and the other thing I was when we're done with this, I was gonna jump on to what Joanna just mentioned is with the CRM and that thing, because that's the other big change that's coming up is that there's CRM options. So you can probably ask questions either direction, but we'll kind of shift to that. But for sure right now, if you're on Skyslope or even if you're using Skyslope and have a question. Hi.
Hey, Jody.
Sarah?
Can you, I just texted Jennifer and asked her to pop on here because she is my assistant. She's also licensed.
Okay.
But
Is she with eXp already?
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
she's eXp, so there's no issues, right?
Well, so yeah, I had one of my TC people call me out on this and I'm like, sorry, this is changing so fast. I didn't know this either yesterday. She's like, well, I asked you yesterday. And I said, well, yesterday I read the website and it said if your TC is with eXp already, you don't have to do anything. And then I got an email in the morning from somebody else that's in a big group, and it said you still have to fill out the form, which I was wondering. I was like, how is that going to work? Because if I log in as me, they're not going to know who else I can approve.
Oops, Jody just froze up for a second there. I don't know if she knows she's frozen.
She may not.
Hi, Sarah, how are you?
I am good. I'm good. I'm so glad that you had Jody on because I think this CRM thing needs a little conversation.
Yes, and Leslie will be on training on it in a couple of weeks.
Perfect.
Who is our trainer for the G. Frederick organization.
Yeah.
Let me just text Jody and tell her that she's frozen. She may or may not know that. So there's a lot of things changing, and this is where if she left, she's gonna come back on. That where I need your guys' help and support to get great speakers and trainers on, because I'm not in that, and you know, I want to give you the best of the best. So
so the other thing, she was talking about some glitches with Skyslope. When she first came on, she was talking about some glitches, and I was going to ask her to repeat those. Because
okay.
I'm not in my Skyslope like Jennifer is. I mean, she's doing all the things in Skyslope, and she may have come across some of these known issues. But when she comes back on, let's ask her to repeat that.
I will. And she's just texting me that her computer just decided to reboot. She's had some tech issues this morning.
Oh, bless it.
I know that happens to all of us. You know, it's really hard. So anyways, Sarah, before we were just telling everybody just a quick intro of where everybody's from, and why don't you jump in, and I know where you're from.
Okay.
And it's not Podunk.
It's not. It's not. I'm from Paducah, Kentucky, and that is an Indian name. We are named after Chief Paducah. From the Lewis and Clark expedition, founded our fine city of Paducah, Kentucky. We're located in western Kentucky, right across the river from Metropolis, Illinois, the home of Superman. And we're about 2 hours north of Nashville, 3 hours south east from St. Louis, and 3 hours southwest east from Louisville. So I'm primarily residential. I do just a tiny, tiny bit of commercial. Armand, it was so good to hear you joining us this morning. And we do a high volume of transactions. Our average sale price is $285 to $300. So we do a high volume of transactions, keeps us running and on our toes. We are very techy, and we, with the help of Jennifer, I mean, we're going to get Jennifer on this show one of these days, and she's going to spill the tea on all the good things.
You know what, Jennifer? Look at your calendar, because that would be an awesome added benefit to this.
Yeah.
Thank you for offering her. I hope she doesn't mind.
Oh, no, we've talked about it, and she's all about it. She's all about it. Her computer does not have a microphone. That's why she's not speaking up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's we have to fix that.
I know.
I know. We have to call, Dwayne.
Let's get our high-tech redneck on it.
Yeah. Wonderful.
You know what? I should probably, if it's okay, I should probably clarify where I started. And so, my intention was to, work to do both commercial and residential. And I think, as we all know, eXp kind of drew a line in the sand and said, you got to choose.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up selecting commercial. So I'm not turning my nose up at residential, don't get me wrong, but we had a situation in Cincinnati where the market went haywire, and it was a ridiculous seller's market. And that's why I said, I had people who were pre-qualified, but it's like, look, man, if I find you a house in the 250 range, look, we don't have time to screw around. I mean, those things were coming off the MLS, and sometimes they didn't. I mean, you're talking minutes, and they were under contract. And I mean that literally, minutes. They hit the MLS and in minutes they were under contract. And so, that's where I got kind of frustrated with people. And I'm like, look, we're not going to go look at this because that $700,000 listing is going to sell for about 900,000 when they get done, because that's just the way the market's going. Everything was 20-30% over listing. It was crazy. It was insane. And anyway, what I wanted to suggest is I'm here on behalf of our residential team because I am the ISR for our team.
Okay.
So I get all of the Zillow leads, all of the realtor.com leads. I qualify them, and then I send them out to the team based on demographics, experience, you name it, whatever areas of specialty. So I have some challenges with the technology because I'm not, I have to do the same thing. I'm logging in with my cousin's login because I can't get to it, from some of the technology from my side. Skyslope, I don't really have a problem with, but there are other things I need to get clarity on as to what I can and can't do as a residential ISR. So I'm not here just some commercial guy like, why are you here?
No, wait a minute, hold on.
Okay.
This is for everybody. This is not
Okay.
exclusive residential. I put this on Facebook and it's like, come as you are, grab a cup of coffee and let's just share ideas. Because not every week we're talking about technology or things specific to eXp. So we do mindset, we do everything you can imagine. Like, for instance, next week, I'll tell you guys, Russ Langman is going to be on. He's one of our VP of growth, and he's going to be talking about his brand new book that he just launched. So I'm hoping that we get a huge turnout with that. So Armand, we're happy that you're here.
Okay. I'll be back.
Good. We want you to come back. And speaking of coming back, Jody.
I don't know what the world. It did this to me the other day. It just out of nowhere, I'm like doing my thing and my screen goes blank and it started and it got stuck and I redid it. So I'm back. So Sarah, I know you had a question. You were in the middle. You just said, what do you do? I think it was, right?
There she is.
I just had a major coffee spill over here at my little barista.
Oh, we're all having problems.
So Jody, just really quickly, recap the glitches you were talking about with Skyslope, please.
So the glitch was if you enter your info, it gives you an error at the end when you do submit, and it says that it didn't take, and you try to go back and fix it, and it says it didn't take again. So it's an endless circle. And if you actually go to the transactions page or the listings page, whichever you're inputting, it did take, but it didn't keep all the data that you entered. So we'll be there. You can then pick it up from the transactions page. You just have to open it and figure out where to restart because it didn't keep everything. And they are working on it.
Okay, great.
And then I just added to the chat the glitch or the link that is for to fill out for the assistant access request form. And that is irregardless of what type of assistant, whether with eXp or with not, you just pick, like Joanna was saying, you pick your tier. What level are they working at? And that's part of the form, and submit. And then what I'm going to guess is when you then log in to Okta and click on Skyslope, then you can enter in whoever you are logging in as, because you've received permission. So I would be logged in as me to my main Okta account. And then from there, whatever software, I mean, I will have everything, but if you just hired someone new and they're not with eXp, then whatever tier you chose, you'll see the related software for that person at that tier level. So the link is there. You just have to have your person go to it. And I just had somebody ask me on my text if I can do it for them. And I don't think so, because I'm gonna guess that, oh, it doesn't take you straight to the link. Oh, okay, submit access request. Okay. I'm gonna guess you need to be logged in as you. It's, well, I guess not. I guess you don't. You're just going in and filling out info. So I'm not sure if it mattered who does it. But I'm gonna guess next, first name, last name, phone number. I'm gonna guess it needs to be you, only because of the fact that you're the one that's gonna be charged, unless you're gonna have, unless your client wants, your TC wants to, or your assistant wants to pay for it. But I'm assuming you're the one that's gonna be charged, and I don't know. Well, it doesn't look like it asks for any billing info.
Yeah, it didn't ask for billing info for me. I
But
think it does ask you who is it for.
yeah, the thing with the form, here's the actual. But you can scroll down the page and click start. But it really is, I mean, the way it reads, it's that you as the agent is asking for permission. So I feel like it needs to be you, but it doesn't really look like it would know one way or the other. But again, yeah, no, because you're not even logged into Okta. So I don't know if it matters who fills it out. It just matters that it gets filled out.
So this has already taken effect. If you have a
Yes.
VA, you have to like know about it and do it. Great.
Yes. It's in effect already. Yep.
Sarah, how's that mess coming with the coffee there? You ready to pop back with us? And guys, I have to tell you, she's got an amazing coffee setup. I mean, this is something.
So flippin' ridiculous. I don't know if you guys can see me. I mean, it just splattered all over me, all over the cabinets, the floor. I'm sticky with coffee.
So you decided to wear your coffee today instead of drink it. That's all.
On the outside instead of the inside.
Hope it wasn't too hot.
Yeah. So it's 8:48. Just real quickly, Jody. I have not taken time to analyze the 3 CRM choices, but when I looked at the quick box, the comparison box, and I noticed that one, close, did not offer the website. I was just curious about that, why eXp would even have that option without the website, because we've been on KV Core, which is migrating to Bold Trail now, and that is a huge lead generation machine. So I'm curious if Lofty, how it compares to what we know as KV Core.
Oh, so that's a great question. So Lofty is KV Core, like you kind of said, it's not built, I mean, it has CRM tools and aspects because it has to, because you are collecting leads, but its main purpose and focus is to just gather leads and get leads. And so it's pretty stripped down as far as what all a CRM can use, but if people aren't in the habit of using a CRM, it's more than adequate. But a true CRM will do lots more activities. And that's what picking something like Bold Trail, Close, or Lofty can do for you. And I didn't have time, since this just all came up on the rush yesterday, to do like a little comparison chart, but that is something that I'm going to work on this week. And so if you want to message me and just say, yeah, send it when you're, when it's ready, I will work on that and kind of have just a little line thing with, it side by side, which 3 of these have which tools. And I'm not familiar really with 2 of the 3, with Bold, Trail, or Close. I've not used Lofty a lot, but I'm highly impressed with Lofty in terms of what I've seen.
Does Lofty have lead generation capabilities?
So let me ask you, so you're saying Bold Trail was the one you looked at and it didn't have the website. Is that what you're saying?
No. Close.
Oh, Close
does not offer a website. And when I just looked at that chart very quickly, I'm thinking, well, KV Core works so well for us on lead generation. It's very easy to use. We're very accustomed to it. My understanding was that Bold Trail is the new and improved KV Core. Is that right? Or is it not?
So what I don't know, and that's a great question. So there's 1 of 2 things happening. I cannot imagine, and I don't believe that they're wanting to take away your KV Core website. I think they're wanting you to have a more evolved CRM. And my assumption, and I could be wrong, but I will look into this and post today, is that they're going to connect. Now, my question though becomes, is that Bold Trail is, like you said, the direct extension to KV Core. So that is what I'm wondering, is if only Bold Trail connects to KV Core and not the other two. But that, to me, that's really self-defeating, that they don't all three have a way to connect. So it might be part of the setup.
What Dee Dee just texted in the
Yeah.
chat is that Bold Trail is actually a new and improved KV Core.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's just the newest iteration of KV Core.
So if we have KV Core now and we do nothing, we're probably just going to be migrated into Bold Trail.
Right. Correct.
Okay.
Correct. If you have
Okay.
KV Core and you've accepted it, and yes, you will just be migrated into Bold Trail. That doesn't mean you couldn't choose one of the others. You have until September.
Okay. That was my next question. What was the deadline on it?
It said September. I don't know that I've seen a specific date, but you have a little bit of time. Let me see. CRM today. You can get questions answered at expert care at exprealty.net is what they say in the email, that you can do direct questions. The other really important part, and when you go there, there is an email that would have come to your eXp email address, and it's called confirm or change your CRM. Oh, it's September 30th. Duh, it's in the title. So confirm or change your CRM by September 30th. It came out yesterday afternoon. So that is the best place to find what we're talking about. It has 2 buttons, CRM Toolkit, CRM FAQs. The FAQ will give you some information, some good general info. Once you select one, you're in it for a year. And then you can change it if you decide you don't like it. If you already had the KV Core, then yes, you're automatically migrated to Bold Trail. And you just have to confirm that that's your choice before September 30th. Okay, will I lose my contacts or data from KV Core? No, your data will remain intact as part of the migration to Bold Trail. So all of these are talking, can I switch my CRM at the time I opt in or renewal? Yes, you may select a new one, opt out of, or renew. Can I switch CRM after I have opted in? No, you have to do that for a year. I'm looking to see if it addresses the website thing here. It is part of what your tech fee that your monthly fee that you already pay. It's part of that. So there's no extra fee. If you don't opt into anything, nothing changes either. There's no extra fee one way or the other. So obviously there's no prorating either.
So as part of Jean's group, Leslie Soros, who's been on our calls before, she's our official trainer for Bold Trails. And I believe she's going to be on doing a training class on all of this the week I'm on the cruise, which is the first week in August. And by the way, I'm speaking on the Build at Sea cruise. There are still rooms available, and I would love to see you guys there. It's going to be a very intimate little event. Jody, what else? And what other questions? Because, like I said, I'm not in the trenches here. And I just want to say, Joanna, is this your first time on?
Yes. Hi, how are you?
You're what?
I said, yes, this is my first time on.
Welcome. Where are you, in New York, Connecticut?
Yeah, so I'm licensed in New York and in Connecticut. In New York, I do like Westchester County, Dutchess County, the Bronx, Putnam County. It's like 6 different counties that I do in New York. And then I'm also licensed in Connecticut as well.
Wonderful. I am going to put my phone number in the chat here for anyone who is new. and wants to get a hold of me and love to have a conversation with you, that would be awesome. I'm from Connecticut originally, so
Great.
it'd be great just to catch up. Anybody else have some questions? Because we're already bleeding top of the hour.
Yeah, sorry, the techie person was the least techie person today.
That's okay. It happens.
Can I say one quick thing, Peggy?
Yes.
I know Russ is going to be on next week. I did watch a video that he put out, and it's somewhere on Workplace. I was trying to find it. He has a lot of information about the type of CRM you may be interested in based on your business. So maybe that's something
Oh,
we
that's
can ask
awesome.
him when
Yeah.
he's there. Mhm.
Okay. That's great. So we'll have Russ talk about that as well. Jody, why should somebody get a TC?
Oh,
Because I don't know about the people on this call, but a lot of people think they can do it all.
yes. And you can to a point, depending on your, well, there's a lot of factors. If it is not your personality to follow details and paperwork, then you are automatically at a deficit to begin with, because it's just one of your pain points. So sometimes early on, people get a TC, like newish agents, and
Right.
sometimes they get it and they think they'll at least get through the first few deals and then they'll be ready to take it over, which is fine. I work with people that way, but I will tell you they end up not, because it just is simpler. And that's the main thing, is TCs vary. We all do different lists of here's what we do for you, here's what we don't. I do more of a compliance version, so I charge less because I do less. You send me the docs and I make sure they get them into Skyslope, but I still interact. And, like I said, I work with you when things are missing, if it's something I can send out for you and those type of things. So a TC is just here to take off one thing off your plate and keep you focused, help keep you focused.
Now,
The
some
other
people
thing-
think
go ahead.
on the TC, I've heard people say, well, I'm in Texas, but my TC is in Maine. Does it
That
matter?
doesn't matter. So I have probably 8 or 9. I've had as many as a dozen states I've worked in or with. But again, it varies with the person. I've had TCs that I've talked with and spoken with that aren't comfortable going outside of their state.
Mm-hmm.
I'm comfortable reading contracts. They're all pretty much, they don't read the same, but they all have the same purposes. And
Mm-hmm.
so I don't have a problem shifting, but some people do. So they would tell you that. After we no longer have access to Workplace.
Oh,
You'll have find
that's
the link for the Zoom Wake Up Wednesday. Oh, did they have your short Zoom name, Peggy?
I'm sorry.
Zoom. Somebody's asking about. They're usually finding you. Okay, somebody said Slack.
Right. We're now on. I think we have Dee Dee jump in, because we did do a group on Slack. I think my VA.
Yes,
brought us over Slack.
you're on Slack, but to just get on this call, you can just do zoompeggy.com.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
couldn't find it on Slack.
Yeah, zoompeggy.com. But for our workplace chat room, it's now on Slack.
And it's Wake Up Wednesday.
Yes, it's Wake Up Wednesday on Slack. And it's working really well. Slack is really good. I learned to use it with my VA prior to our transitioning to it, so it was easy for me to transition. But once you get over the learning hump, it's really good.
Okay, Dee Dee, I'm going to be calling you because I
Yeah.
need.
It's really good because you can create canvases on there, which is little separate boards that deal with different things on their categories and everything. So it's really good. I'm learning more about that by our state group. They're they're really great at offering information. So yeah, get over that learning curve and get on there. And there's so many groups already on there. And I'm so happy to see Wake Up Wednesday on there. That's really pretty.
Well, our VA, we call her Little Jean because we've got Big Jean. And she was, invited. I guess, I don't know if she invited everybody, or how did you get an invitation to join our group?
I did. I got an invitation, clicked on it, was right on there. It was really easy, guys.
Okay. So
if not, you can go on there when you're on Slack. a look to see if the groups, they already have lists of groups you can join on there, just like you were able to do on Workplace. On Workplace, if you looked on groups, you can see different groups and join. Or get an invite. But Slack, same thing, go on the list. Now, if you're inactive in any of the groups, they'll go down to the bottom. So make sure you scroll all the way down the list of groups and down to the bottom where they're more of the quiet ones, because you don't activate them or interact with them, they'll be on the bottom. But if you want to join, just click on it and they become one of your active groups on top. It's really fun.
I love it. See, this is why we come together, because everybody
Yeah.
brings a little something here. Well, let's see, it's 10 o'clock. I want to thank everybody. I leave Veronica's house today. I fly back to LA tonight, and I'll be there for a little while. You guys know how to get a hold of me. I got a gap week where I'm not sure where I'm going, Sarah. And just before I head out to the cruise. But again, I want to thank all of you for your commitment, for getting on this call, for sharing it with people. This is a community that we have built together, and I am so proud of it. And I love you guys that you keep showing up, and just, tell everybody about it. If you've got, Annie leverages this really well. If you have someone who is even just looking at eXp, invite them, because we're really, we don't talk about a lot of we're not just recruiting eXp on this call. So thank you,
Can I add one
Jody.
little quick thing on the CRM.
Yes.
So yes, if you've been massively using KV Core, Bold Trail is probably going to be your obvious choice on the website. If you're one of those that's not even utilizing the website, you should look at the others. Like I said, I know Lofty's really good. I'm going to look at Close. If you message me, I'll send you a comparison. And any of those things, there's so many more tools and ways you can use it that you just might not be comfortable learning or might not be aware of. So I can do, we can figure out things, or if you want to do an onboarding specific one-on-one call, we can figure out what that looks like and costs, or we can do a little group segments or whatever. But there's a whole lot of, like you said, the categorizing in Slack. There's lots you can do in a CRM or something with organizing your people into groups and tagging and that. And if you're not even familiar with that, then that's a whole way to market.
Then you need help. And
Yes.
We've got it. You need to leverage other people.
Perfect.
All right, guys, make it a great day. It's beautiful, and be safe. And I will see you guys next week.
Thank you, Peggy. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you,
Thank
Jody,
you.
Joanna.
Thank you,
Welcome on
Peggy.
your beast.
You're welcome.
Welcome back to LA, Peggy.
Oh, I will be there.
It's different without you. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Watson. Hi, everybody.
Bye-bye, Didi. Have a great day, guys.
Bye, Peggy.